Romantic life partnerships. Let me try to share with you what I'm channeling because we had a couple episodes and I know we didn't talk about the romantic life partnerships as much as I wanted to. And so I'll give you a visual. The inner child adult, remember, is a person who's emotionally, mentally aware. They know about their self, they know about their lens. They want to share with their human herd, okay? They know there's no pure evil, there's none of that. There's no inherently good or evil. That's for the 4D collective. 3D, it's people who are not attachment trauma informed. And I'm just going to close my eyes for a minute as I share with you the visual that I was actually sharing in another episode, but I want to scratch it because the image is what I'm being called to share. If you and I are whole with our inner child in the forefront, that's with this integration of the brain capacity, which we all can have if we choose to be self-aware. And we work with our emotions, no laundry, it's nobody's fucked up, none of that. Okay, you work with what comes up. You welcome yourself piece by piece by piece. That's where we're at. Okay, so I'm an inner child adult, you're an inner child adult, and we're in a lovely human being body. There's something about life in form that is just mesmerizing. See, what happened while I was recording our other episode is that I just began to do this, what you're seeing right now, and I was like, I can't, and I'm being called to do it. So I'm just gonna focus on this image and this moment and what I was sharing. Cause see, there's all these 4D, 3D people who want nature, 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 and I was describing to you how two hearts come together when you have whole selves, so people who have welcomed themselves. Okay, I'm a real boy girl day, meaning I'm an inner child adult. I'm imperfect, I'm flawed, but I unconditionally love me as a 1-year-old and 3-year-old, and I say, this is who you get. And this is what I am. I have all the words. Okay, so I'm saying, you know who you are. You're not ashamed of any of it. And that's where it's always been this way for me personally. I'm not ashamed of being Maria. And I welcome people and their differences and any type of feedback. And so it's not ever been offensive if a man has discarded me. When I hear women talking about this discard, or anybody who's like, they chipped away at you, I'm like, what are you talking about? Some of us don't have lack of confidence. So the women who are empowered, nobody's throwing me away. I can be felt, I can feel that way, but I know it's not true. I know that my feelings and thoughts are not truths. Somebody's going to behave however they want to behave, not me. I'm not the one who's behaving. And if they have a maladaptive child behavior, it's their need for a therapist, not mine. So, with that being said, I'm losing the image right now as we speak. Nature has a whole different energy, while people have this beautiful, oh, so much potential is stored within every person's inner child. It is unbelievable when you can tap into what a person is capable of becoming if only they do the therapy work and then the personal development work and just stay on track and not on else's journey. Okay, so when you meet a person who is glad to be a human being, they're embodying themselves, they're growing this love of self, they're understanding that everybody's flawed and perfect. Okay, we got two open hearts. That is the most enriching of experiences that you'll ever have if you're an authentic self. If you are just as deeply welcoming of yourself as you are of any other person, however they may be. And there's no comparison. Don't bring me a tree. I don't want to hug a tree. I want to hug a person. And that's because they're going to be gooey, ooey, ooey for at least 1 second. And I'm going to know it. And then the rest depends on them. So a person is going to be gooey, ooey, ooey to a person like me because my heart is open to your heart. And then I'll begin to notice what you're made of. And if you're not pure consciousness, then I'll know because you won't be unconditionally loving. And then if you're not pure energy, I know because you will not be fun to be around. You're going to be That's what you're going to look like. And on that note, I'm going to leave us with that, and I'm going to do another episode that talks about romantic life partnerships. But this one is going to be pure. Here's a visual for you from a 5D mystic, enlightenment soul age group, pseudoscience lady, podcast host who supports people who want to be their self. To be their self, it's dealing with uncertainty unwanted from within you while going with your flow, the main modules of the inner growth mindset, one-to-one mentorship for those who are committed. The one-to-one mentorship is going to be a 12-month, very bare minimum program, meaning that's what you say, yep, I'm committed to myself with you, Maria, for 12 months. And then we decide the rest. And that's because I care. And I care for those who care. And it's serious business. Then we'll have the master class too. So that'll be with a group effort and between 6 to 12 months. I don't know yet about that one. You also have, for a lighter load, Ask Maria. It's opinionated calmness episodes. That's where you make your requests through email. And that's for now only on audio. Once we get to 1K, then it'll be offered on YouTube. And for anybody who does look for spiritual awakening guidance with a 5D mystic, please reach out. I will be sharing with you some of the differences of 5D, 4D in another episode. And there's more that I can also share. And it's not because 4D cannot move into 5D. Anyone can, and moving into, when I say this, what I mean is anyone can move into wanting to work with integration of the brain. So you can become self-aware, the solo self, use your human name, thoughts, emotions, they matter, your childhood matters. 5D is an inner child, adult, as I was saying throughout today's episodes. Okay, so you choose love, you live life, you embody consciousness and self. It's not a competition, and it's not based on belief systems. It's something that brings together a lot of different topics for me, your host, who shares it with you. But when it comes to one-on-one, we're doing personal development, self-help. That's what you're doing. You're saying, I want to do, some people will use improvement. I don't believe anybody's being improved. You're returning home to yourself, and then you get to shine. That's why two hearts that are like, hey, I'm flawed and perfect. Who wants on board with this? They don't feel contempt, disgust, and shame after fucking you. And if they ever did, they'd be like, okay, I need to go to therapy right now because I'm not supposed to feel contempt, disgust, and shame of me or of another human being after having. This is not something that is part of my human herd, and that's where 5D will not be saying, oh no, we're savages. That's what we're supposed to be. Anytime I hear there are those women that talk to me about their silverbacks, and again, I'm not going to say too much, but I'm going to be like, okay, well, yes, you have your lovely interesting. I got one of my readers that I watch every now and then, and I can tell when I'm seeing somebody who thinks they know what they're talking about in a certain way. So I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. Again, we'll see you shortly.